create kings sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. Gave it birth to giants every morning at the open. Don't fold in the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every loss ain't destruction, sometimes God rebuild a traitor instead. Jericho walls following my faith loud. Used to create emotional, now my spirit's strong. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon, I can live, train to fear. Market full of idols, I just walk a vision king. Planting seeds of silence, trying to chase attention. Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Losing themselves, chasing candles, moving way too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your palm. Following up a lot harder when I say I had to break resistance. Sparking levels and the chains that kept protecting my decisions. Now they set a cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback became fuel for moving smarter. They panic with the crowd when the headlines hit. I move like no one building while they left that hit. Scraperating look foolish before the rain arrived. But survivors think different when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord's soul reaper. Patient trader eat, non-emotional trader sleep. Yeah, it's bigger than trading. It's about mastering yourself. Anybody can enter a trade. You can conquer emotion. Escape Babylon. The cycle. Move with wisdom. Build with faith. Smart action trading. They told us chase fast money, worship greed, panic with a crowd,
Babylon,
build on fear,
distraction and emotional slavery,
but discipline,
patience,
wisdom, that's how you escape the system.
smart action trading.
Yeah, Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit's stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live, shade of fear.
market full of idols.
I just walk with vision clear.
Planting seeds of silence.
While they chase attention.
Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. Used to chase every candlelight and move with salvation. Lost inside the noise, trapped in desperation. Babylon system got the masses moving blind. Over leveraged souls getting swallowed by the grind. See the trust became mirrors showing pride and greed. Every red candle exposed what's inside of me. Had to crucify emotion, let discipline arise. Cause revenge trading killed quicker than the thief at night. Jericho standing tall like impossible resistance. But faith make walls go after consistent persistence. Joshua marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the walking when you wait for confirmation. See the weak chase entrance, the wise wait calmly. Person either burst pipes or create kings sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. Gave it birth to giants every morning at the open. Don't fold in the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every loss ain't destruction, sometimes God rebuild a traitor instead. Jericho walls following my faith get loud. Used to create emotional, now my spirit's strong. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live, train to fear.
market full of idols.
I just walk a vision king.
Planting seeds of silence, trying to chase attention. Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Losing themselves, chasing candles, moving way too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your palm. Following up a lot harder when I say I had to break resistance. Sparking levels and the chains that kept protecting my decisions. Now they set a cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback became fuel for moving smarter. They panic with the crowd when the headlines hit. I move like no one building while they left that hit. Scraperating look foolish before the rain arrived. But survivors think different when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord's soul reaper. Patient trader eat, non-emotional trader sleep.
It's bigger than trading.
It's about mastering yourself.
Anybody can enter a trade.
You can conquer emotion.
Escape Babylon.
The cycle.
Move with wisdom.
Build with faith.
Smart action trading.
They told us chase fast money,
Bad money.
worship greed,
Love for trading.
panic with a crowd,
Modern Babylon.
build on fear.
Distraction and emotional slavery.
But discipline,
Patience.
wisdom,
Wisdom.
that's how you escape the system.
Smart action trading.
Yeah. Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live, chain of fear.
market full of idols.
I just walk with vision clear.
Planting seeds of solid.
While they chase attention.
Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. Used to chase every candlelight to move with salvation. Lost inside the noise, trapped in desperation. Babylon system got the masses moving blind. Over leveraged souls getting swallowed by the grind. See the charts became mirrors showing pride and greed. Every red candle exposed what's inside of me. Had to crucify emotion, let discipline arise. Cause my vans trading kill quicker than the thief at night. Jericho standing tall like impossible resistance. But faith make walls go after consistent persistence. Joshua marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the walking when you wait for confirmation. See the weak chase entrance, the wise wait calmly. Person either burst pipes or create kings sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. David burst the giants every morning at the open. Don't fold in the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every loss ain't destruction. Sometimes God rebuild a traitor instead.
Jericho walls falling when my faith get loud. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon, I can live, chain to fear. Market full of idols, I just walk a vision king. Planting seeds of solid, while they chase attention. Labor bring the harvest when you're moving intention.
I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Lose themselves chasing candles, moving way too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your palm. Following up a lot harder when I say I had to break resistance. Marking levels in the chains that can't protect my decisions. Now they set a cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback became fuel for moving smarter. They panic with the crowd when the headlines hit. I move like no one building while they left that in. Scrapperate and look foolish before the rain arrives. But survivors think different when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord. So reap a patient trader eat, non-emotional trader sleep. Yeah,
It's bigger than trading.
it's about mastering yourself.
Anybody can enter a trade.
You can conquer emotion.
Escape Babylon.
Cycle,
Move with wisdom.
build with faith.
Smart action trading.
The information shared during this live stream is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. All trades, ideas, and strategies discussed are my personal opinions and are not recommendations to buy or sell any securities. Trading involves risk, and you should always do your own research and consult with a licensed financial professional before making any investment decisions. You are solely responsible for your own trading results.
Top of the morning, traders, and happy Monday, July 27th. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend and is ready to kick off another opportunity-filled day. If you're a first-time viewer, let us know where you're joining from. Long-time viewers, take the next step, join our community. We're looking to have a massive gap up to open things up on SPY. It is Monday. This is the busiest week of the quarter. We have the busiest day of the week, busiest day of the quarter coming up on Wednesday. So again, guys, ease your way into the market this week. Ease your way into the market today. All the things you want to improve over the weekend, you want to implement those things immediately right out the gate. All right, review your rules, know what setups you want to trade, make sure you manage risk at all times, and let the market open up, and we'll be here to take advantage of the best opportunities. We do have a massive gap up to open things up, right? Potential pause in the strikes between the U.S. and Iran, let that gap up. We saw that transpire on crude futures and ES futures last night. Okay, we're officially open. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. That is a pretty decent gap up. But the only thing is we gapped up into a very sticky zone, all right? So far, what do we got going on? We got Meta starting to push the upside. We got Alphabet starting to push the upside. We got Palantir pushing the upside. We got Apple. Apple could potentially be making all-time highs today, pushing. We got Nvidia dumping. We got Amazon falling off a cliff. We got Tesla continue to dump, right? So still early, but those are the things that are taking place in the first minute of the day. So far, we have IWM sliding. We have the Qs sliding as well. In relation to all the major 4 indexes, you would think the Qs have the most amount of strength, but the Dow is what has the most amount of strength, primarily being driven by XLF here. So XLF continues to push the upside. XLF financials continue to lead the way. Let's mark out our gap. This gap is not only a regular gap, a daily gap, but a weekly gap. So unless this gap gets filled today, or unless this gap gets filled at some point in time this week, this gap will remain on our chart until it gets addressed. All right, until it gets addressed, it's going to remain on our chart. Okay, let's get to 100 likes today, guys. 100 likes before 10:30. 100 likes before 10:30, and keep a close eye on that 1750 on the VIX. 1750 on the VIX will be our critical level here. Okay, it'll be a critical level here. Critical level. Let me just mark out the G50. All right, I'm also looking to automate this gap the way I like to mark out the gaps with the indicator, so that will soon be automated as well. We are officially open. Good morning, guys. Okay, so VIX is at 1779, 1780. Nvidia just tanking here. Nvidia just falling off a cliff. We got AMD sliding the downside at PML, below PML. We got Broadcom falling off a cliff. Let's take a look at our friend MU. MU falling off a cliff. SNDK. Okay, memory's falling off a cliff. We can see it here, guys. It's apparent memory's falling off a cliff. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone on YouTube. So daily open, weekly open, 744.89. Mark that on your charts. Keep that level on your chart. There's going to be 1 to 3 opportunities that come off that level. All right, 1 to 3 opportunities will be derived from that level. In pre-market, we're seeing some strength. Not pre-market. Off the open, we're seeing some strength in Apple. Apple is an interest. I'm interested in Apple for potential push to the upside. If it's a sustained push into potential all-time highs, be mindful of that. All-time highs, you can treat that as resistance. Okay, as we continue to push, so we need a lot of volume, a lot of force behind that move. The Qs, guys, the Qs are at 690. The Qs are slicing and dicing through that key zone. If that 690 on the Qs can't hold, right, that's going to drag SPY into that 744.10, into this PML. Hourly so far, we've got a bearish engulfing candle on the hour. Okay, let's see if we can stay below that hourly low. All right, so we have a jam-packed week ahead of us, guys. Jam-packed week ahead of us. Apple's IV is going to start to spike. It's going to start today gradually, and it's going to start to accelerate the closer we get to Thursday. So still tradable for today. Look at the Qs getting dragged. Look at SPY, guys. The textbook trap. Okay, you can't write a better trap than this. Strikers, I want you to shift your focus on the VIX. Okay, comes into 1750. Now it's at 1790, headed towards 18. All right, so there should be no reason to look for that continued push from that gap up when that kind of read is there. All right, when that kind of read is there. Apple's starting to push here. Apple continues to push. Memory continues to fall off a cliff. SMH falling off a cliff. XLK falling off a cliff. So we're testing that PML. Good morning, guys. Let's get to the YouTube chat. Good morning. look at that. Right off that 744.10. Look at that bounce. Look at that bounce. Good morning, George. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope your weekend was great. May God bless you and your family, health, economy, and followers. Please smash the like button. Absolutely. You too, Fisherman. Hopefully you had a restful weekend. Now, verse of the day. 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom may he devour. Yes, yes. Always be vigilant. Always be aware. Amen. 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 Thank you for sharing, Fishman. Always sharing, always speaking life into the chat. Good morning, BT6305. Good morning, Sid. Thank you for supporting the channel. Good morning, Paul Man. Good morning, Sound Heals Me. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Vanuz. Here we go. Look at that, guys. Wow. Okay. So it comes right into this territory, and they just say, you know what? We're going to pick this thing back up, and VIX starts to drop right off that 1790. All right. They are very aggressive. Okay. Price is moving with some aggression today. All right. Price is moving with some aggression today. We have Shockwave 5. Okay. What is Shockwave 5? Give us. Okay. Shockwave 5. Oh, that's 15. Let me see 5. Okay, Shockwave 5 calls here. 744.17. It's gonna be very dependent on if the Qs can reclaim that territory. I'll wait for 15. Alphabet Shockwave 5. Alphabet Shockwave 5 going. Palantir starting to push. Tesla reclaiming 315. Just like that. The question becomes, can the Qs reclaim that 692.63? Okay, small caps pushing at the upside. Small caps pushing at the upside. I'm going to keep a close eye on small caps as well. I'm going to keep a close eye on small caps. IWM is doing its thing 100%. IWM is just taking care of business per usual, kind of doing its own thing. Alphabet pushing here. Palantir pushing as well. And what we're starting to notice is Apple does the opposite thing. Past few days, that does the complete opposite of what the indexes want to do. Does the complete opposite. See if that 745, okay? If you've been watching for, I would say, the last 5 to 7 episodes, all right, you've seen in real time how price has continuously gravitated back towards 745. When you think of 745, all right, I want you to think of 745, of course, as a major psychological level. Not only that, I want you to think of 745 as the FOMC level from the last meeting. Okay, so when you think of 745, think of us being back in the FOMC range from the last meeting. All right, so there has literally been very little change. There's been volatility on both sides. We sell off. Okay, we get bought up, we pump, only to revert back to where we started, essentially. All right, so this is very interesting under this new Fed chair as to how the market is moving. I haven't seen this type of behavior when Powell's at the seat. Okay, usually we create separation away from that territory, and then we don't look back. Nvidia starting to slide to the downside. Nvidia sliding. Palantir has room into 128.68. Small caps do look promising. I'm looking at the 296s on small caps. IWM, that is. Small caps above PMH. Shockwave 5 possibly going to get stopped out here. Small caps clean. Small caps clean. TP1, if you took Shockwave 5 on small caps, if that's 744.89, that daily open, weekly open don't hold. Okay, SPY Shockwave 5 will get stopped out. If you're looking for that Shockwave 5 retest on small caps, 294.55. Okay, so Shockwave 5 in this case, if I decide to take it, I'll get stopped out right there. That'll lead to a stop out. Okay, Qs are starting to slide here. Okay, SPY has a lot of traffic in this territory. Look how many levels there are in this tight range. Okay, look how many levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 key levels within a $2.80, let's round up, 85-cent range. Okay, 7 key levels in a $2.85 range. Okay, divided by 7. That's about every 40 cents, there can be a directional move the other way. Unless we get synchronized selling, synchronized buying. Okay. Nvidia continues to fall off a cliff. Small caps continue to lead the way. So is the Dow. The Dow is looking to test that PMH. Okay. If SPY starts to slide, Apple can come into play. Nice push on Alphabet. Nice push on Alphabet. How we doing, guys? Anyone take any trades? Looks like the Qs want to go to lows a day. Small caps want to go to highs a day. And the Dow is holding above that weekly open, headed towards that PMH. Where does that leave SPY? That leaves SPY in a tough spot. Nvidia just falling off a cliff aggressively, team. Nvidia continues to drop. 689, 689.20 is the lows of the day on the Qs. If that gives, you have room into 687.55. Okay. 3 minutes until 15. If it can be a compound break, that'd be great. I'll be there with SPY. VIX is starting to work its way back above. VIX is testing 18. VIX 18 test. If it blasts past 18, SPY is going to start to break down. Okay. If it gets past 18, SPY will start to break down. Look at that 743, 744 puts on SPY. Q's are already beyond the lows of the day. Headed towards that daily 50% retrace. We're below PML on SPY. Memory, lows of the day. Nvidia just continues to fall off a cliff. So Nvidia will be a candidate for me to the downside. If there's some room, more room to the downside. And keep in mind, guys, these are zeros. These are zeros, all right? If you need to go further data, please do so. I'm looking at the 200s on NVDA. Small caps, look at the retest of that 294.55. SPY is testing that daily upside breaker, major key zone here. Okay, is in that dip territory there. Okay, Shockwave 5, that's the level. If Qs continue to push, I can potentially entertain this retest. Okay, if I can get that retest here, Qs continue to push, they might be running out of room. I could potentially engage that. Alphabet continues to push the upside. So retrace, reject. Potential here for SPY. And we have 15 coming up in less than 30 seconds. Less than 30 seconds, I have 15 coming up. All right, the Qs are approaching this daily 50% retrace. So for this selling that they continue for SPY to get to 742.62, Okay, we need the Qs to break below that level. VIX is above 18. Okay, see if you get a nice little relief pop into this RR territory. Retrace reject, not risk reward. If you took Shockwave 5 to the downside, scale out. All right, you get stopped out there. Okay, you take it there. You take the dub. I'm looking for retrace reject. So Shockwave 5 hour is gone. Now Shockwave 15. So this is basically Shockwave 5 zone right there. So Shockwave 15, see which one gives first. All right, you see, notice how the Qs coincide the Qs break coincides very closely with that key level. Okay, there goes NVIDIA. See if you can hold. So I'm looking for the same type of entry model, team. Same type of entry model. All right, if I'm looking for the break, I need everything to be on the same page. If I'm looking for the retrace rejects, I want to get above that level and fall back under it. If I'm looking for the retest, I want it to come back to that zone and reclaim it, recapture it. Okay, that's gonna be my approach this week. A nice retest of that VWAP on small caps. Keep a close eye on that. Nice retest of that 294.55. Okay, so as it comes into this retrace reject territory, I want it to pop above it and then fall back under it. If you're waiting for 15, your break point is 743.44. So this could potentially be an early entry into this break. NVIDIA starting to slide to the downside. NVIDIA sliding. NVIDIA sliding. Okay, Q's starting to slide. Nice retrace reject there. And you want to take the retrace reject into the break. If you did, manage accordingly. If you're waiting for Shockwave, continue to wait. Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Everyone on YouTube, make sure to like the videos, get the likes up. We're waiting for the Qs to break that level. Qs break the level so far in this stretch here. All right, we're seeing SPY, okay, leading the way to the downside. We're seeing SPY leading the way to the downside. NVIDIA retrace reject. Google is breaking to the upside. Looks like Google's just getting bought up. NVIDIA does have room to continue to go. Has room to 200 if everything sells off. Qs are trying to double bottom off those levels. Okay. If SPY starts to dump, Apple is a candidate to the upside. 337.50s. Okay. SPY give me a retrace reject. So I have a retrace reject opportunity here, and we have one over here as well. So I wanted to dig into this and then drop. If you can dig into it and drop, I'll be there for it. I'm looking at 743s on SPY. Okay. VIX is sitting at 1823. You really got to be tactical here, guys. Looks like NVIDIA starting to push to the upside. NVIDIA potential reclaim. And fail back under and come into play. The NVIDIA puts. See if NVIDIA can fall back under. Or not just go reversal. See if NVIDIA can fall back under. If NVIDIA can fall back under, can SPY can start to fade. I'll take NVIDIA. Nice bounce on small caps. We're starting to see the Qs get bought off those lows. And looking at NVIDIA 200 puts, if it starts to slide back under this level, if that's a dead cat bounce across the indexes. Okay, Apple's starting to slide. Okay, do we have enough to reclaim PML? Do we have enough to reclaim PML? So buyers are trying to pick this thing back up on the 5. Okay, the 15, still a lot of selling pressure. If you took this to downside, you get stopped out right there. If you took it to the downside, the stop out is right there. So no horse in the race yet. No horse in the race yet. I want to see a retrace reject off that and start a slide. No horse in the race as of now. See if you get a nice little slide off that level. Being patient hourly, still a lot of selling pressure, but we're starting to see some buyers coming off these lows. All right, there are buyers down there. See if I get that retrace reject. Okay, what I want to see is I want us to fall back under 743.72 into this territory, and I can take it back lower. If it turns into a reclaim, they can reclaim it if they like. No problem. IW also potentially brewing. Nice bounce, a nice retest bounce off the Shockwave 5 and the VWAP. Okay, potential 15 brewing on IW. No signal on the Qs yet. No signal on the Dow. Okay, let's start a slide here. I want to see a slide. I want us to get back below 743.72. Right, it's a very tight room, right, into the lows of the day. So right, I want to use a nice entry model to get in because it's going to matter. The entry is going to matter. Okay, we're starting to see all those names get bought off those lows. AMD bouncing off that 505. Broadcom bouncing off the 385. Micron holding 915 after selling off, guys. So we're seeing dip buyers coming in. SNDK bouncing off of that 1360. So is this bounce a dead cat bounce or is it legitimate? I'm looking at the SPY puts here. If there's some follow through behind that sell, go, go, go. Risk is of course conservative. Yeah, I'm also looking at NVIDIA. NVIDIA can fall back under that level. NVIDIA has a little bit better of a target into lows of the day. So basically trying to discern if this is a dead cat bounce. If it is, finding a sweet spot entry. If it's not a dead cat bounce, then look at Google for the upside push, for the break. Look at small caps for potential push for the break. Okay, let's get that going. Go, go, go. One more push lower. Okay, I'll take SPY puts right there. Okay, there we go. I'm in the puts. Risk conservative. All right, per usual. No close back above that territory. No close back above that territory. Conservative. Initial target, of course. If it starts to go, lows of the day. Okay. Let's see if you get that continued selling. I like how the Qs are starting to push lower. Okay, so the indicator gives you my risk. All right, so 745.01 is my risk. I want to see no closes above 745.01. If I get a close above 745.01, then I'll get stopped out. Okay, we're starting a little bit of shenanigans here. Hourly, still a lot of selling pressure. Okay. A little back and forth. Keep a close eye on Google. If we start to slide, NVIDIA's on watch as well. NVIDIA puts brewing. I want to see a decisive push here on SPY. Into lows of the day. Okay, go, 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 SPY. Go, go, go. If the Qs can work their way to the lows of the day, that's going to be great. But the only issue is the Qs do have that nice little key level down there. So we need the Qs to start to sell off. We're starting to see small cap sell off as well. Okay. TP if you need to, team. Okay. TP if you need to. There we go. Go, go, go. Lows of the day approaching. On SPY, that green 743.21. That should yield possibly high single digit, double digit. Okay. There we go. Go, go, go. And be mindful of that double bottom. So you're going to see some force behind that. Okay. Up 13, up 15, up 16, up 18. I'm going to take a majority off right there at 18%, holding runners. Thank you very much. Okay. Beautiful trade. Okay, into lows of the day. So I already took a majority off at 18. Runners stay below 743.72. It can go double bottom, but what we need in this case, team, is we need the Qs to break those lows and get pulled past that key zone, key level, and then the SPY could possibly work its way to 742.62. All right, so I already took my 18. And now let's see if the runners can do the heavy lifting here. All right, so very, very good entry here. See if you can get a nice roll over to the downside. Qs continue to push lower. That'd be great. VIX, I like how VIX is starting to head towards the highs of the day. So this might start to go nicely to the downside. This might be a monster trade here. All right, so again, manage accordingly. TP where you need to. You never know. Sometimes if everything starts to go, if the Qs give up this level, guys, if the Qs give up this level right here, 687.55, SPY is going to 742.62. Up 27%, 28%. If you took that, dollar signs in the chat. All right. Beautiful job, guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful job. I'm going to use this same level that I use as my target, as my trailing stop. Okay. Targeting 742.62, up 34%. That's how we do it, team. Let's see if we get to 742.62 and beyond. That's how we do it. Give one more push lower. So I'll at least walk away with 20 with those runners. All right. So I want to see if we can get that continued push. I want the Qs to stay below 687.55. Okay. Because this hourly candle, look at this hourly candle. A lot of selling pressure. All right. But TP where you need to, guys. That's over 30% in less than 10 minutes. All right. You don't want to get caught holding the hot potato. All right. Pay the trader. If you have shockwave, you know what to do. Okay, 41%. TP1 coming up, 45%. Runners are running today, 48%. There we go. Might be a one and done type of day, guys. 53%. Roll over under those lows. We can't bounce right there. I'm going to close it right there at 50%. Okay? All out. So TP1, all out. If you want to continue to hold, manage accordingly. This might have some room to continue to push lower, but we might get a nice little bounce there that leads us back to 742.62. So there you go, guys. We talked about the setup. We talked about the entry model. We talked about how we're going to navigate it. Again, making the adjustment. Okay? And a beautiful, 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 gorgeous trade. If you took that, dollar signs. All right, dollar signs in the chat. And if you're on YouTube, that's basically your yearly subscription. Okay? Your yearly subscription right there. Or your monthly if you have a smaller account. All right? But the big thing is how we waited. All right? The big thing I was doing last couple, I would say the past 5 to 8 trading days. My patience has not all the way been there. Right? It doesn't mean just because you're not being patient that you just have to let everything go. All right? Certain elements might sometimes, might not be firing on all cylinders, but you still have to manage your risk. Okay? So tremendous, tremendous, tremendous trade there. So I'm all out there. Okay? I want you to see how we use the Qs. Who's holding our runners? If you have multiple scale outs, NVIDIA starting to go as well. It didn't go to the same extent, but NVIDIA was a candidate. Has room to 201.20 if SPY can continue to push lower. Okay. Tesla falling off a cliff. So our traders, guys, they can see 8 other tickers. Our team can see 8 other tickers on our chart, and not just SPY. We can see the Q. We can see QQQ. If you took QQQ, if you took small caps, take small caps off the open. Shockwave 5 came into play. And then let's just zoom out when in doubt. Okay, hourly candles closed. What I wanted to really do was I wanted to align myself with this hourly candle. That's what I was looking for. Okay, now I have a new hourly candle here at top of the hour. The selling is continuing, but be mindful. Unless we continue to sell off aggressively, we're approaching this bounce zone. Okay, and strikers, what was the most important level on the VIX this morning? So what's taking place now, which comes directly from the game plan. If we bounce off 1750, break past 18, that gap up is to be faded. If we slice and dice through 1750, work our way to 17, okay, we continue to accelerate the upside. All right, they just trapped a lot of bulls here. Okay, this is the second time they did this. They did this last week as well, if you recall. Okay, if you have your trailing stop on, your trailing stop will be that TP1 territory. This went all the way to TP2. Okay, so that turned out to be a monster trade. So those contracts peaked at $2.64. All right. The buy signal came in at $1.13. Okay, my last sell was $1.71. So there's another close to $90 of room on this last little drop. Okay, Tesla. Look at Tesla. Tesla breaking down beautifully. That's how we do it, guys. If you have your trailing stop on, okay, your trailing stop is right there. Okay, the dynamic trailing stop. Who's done for the day? Who's done for the day? Let me know in the chat if you're done for the day. Okay, you can finish your day in less than 30 minutes and go on with your day. Okay, who's still holding? Put a diamond in the chat. All right, done for the days. Okay, we got to be experts at DFTD. Okay, that's our expertise. Getting in and getting out. Keep in mind, guys, when you're a trader, you're not paid by the hour. You are not paid by the hour. You're paid by effectiveness and efficiency. Okay, beautiful job, guys. That's how we do it. Smash the like button. Let's get 100 likes. Okay, so I have 150 people in the chat. Only 45 likes. You saw the trade in real time. Breakdown as well. Be mindful here. We're in a bounce zone. Tesla falling off a cliff nicely. If SPY continues to fall off a cliff, since we understand the relationship Apple and SPY have, Apple might want to start to break out. All right. The only issue is, okay, it is at all-time high resistance. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Okay, be mindful of that. So if you got the Qs, if you caught SPY early on, if you caught small caps, they gave a nice little bounce. Okay, so whatever type of trader you are, if you trade before the first 15 minutes, okay, you get stopped out here. Okay, that's fine. Getting stopped out is the cost of doing business. Don't get afraid of getting stopped out. Be terrified of being wiped out. That's what keeps you sharp. Getting wiped out. Stop outs, they happen. Wipeouts, they cannot happen. The difference between a stop out and a wipeout is you lose 100% of your trade. That's a wipeout. You cannot wipe out. All right? Keep in mind, if you lose 20% of your trade, 30% of your trades, you're going to get 80%, 70% of your capital back. You were just wrong at that time. So you're just paying a wrong tax. Okay? You're going to get upwards of 70 to 80% of your capital back. And you can redeploy that capital once it settles at a later date. If you wipe out, that's it. It's gone. So this is a classic case of you manage your risk here, you get stopped out here, you readjust. You take the puts here, okay? You lose 1R, you make 4R. So 50% win rate, 3R reward in this case. So that's why win rate is not, you shouldn't emphasize too much on win rate. You can have a 90% win rate. Okay, and the 10% of trades you lose can be minus 10R or the whole account. Right? So win rate is very, very deceiving. Okay. That's how we do it, guys. Nvidia, SPY, both went. Nvidia turned it into a nice little scalp. All right. So again, if you did scalp Nvidia, congratulations. SPY, congratulations. I want to shift your focus real quick to IWM. That provided the opportunity to the upside, the retest as well. Okay, of course, now might provide opportunity to the downside. Again, if you have Shockwave 5, boom, 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 goes to the upside, comes back, gives the retest as well, off the VWAP, off the call trigger into PMH. So the calls were only really came into play on small caps. Okay, and of course the other name was Nvidia for the scalp. Nvidia for the scalp. Okay, it looks like a scalp. This is a gorgeous trade, guys. On the 5. This is on the 5. Shockwave 5. You guys are going to be very excited with Shockwave 5. All right, it's going to be awesome. But on the 15, all right. Even here on the 15, you can scalp this for, right, if you're trying to take it to the lows of the day, as SPY is going to lows of the day, Nvidia just refuses to go lower, buyers there. All right, you have about at least a double-digit TP opportunity. Okay, 73 cents. You can at least squeeze 15% out of that. If you're just risking the whole unit for your allocated risk, either TP or stop me out, then you're sitting through some drawdown. You're choosing to basically the risk is already written off. So you're basically saying hit my target or stop me out. Then you're going to sit through a little bit of drawdown. Another honorable mention is going to be Tesla. Okay, Tesla. As SPY collapses, Tesla collapses as well. Okay, you notice why is things starting to slow down? Okay, so because that sell-off drove us right into this bounce zone. Okay, that sell-off led prices to be at a point where buyers are somewhat interested. Not interested to send it all the way back at the current moment, but somewhat interested and to maybe take a bite. Okay, take a bite. So unless we clear this territory, guys, unless we clear this decisively and fall below 740.15, 740 cycle level, right? Okay, I'm looking to be on the bull side. Okay. So it's a little more. So what that means is if you still have that short bias, what you want to allow is you want to allow the bulls to come in and then come to a point, get that retrace reject and pop fade the pop. If you're a reversal trader, all right, now you're just looking for things. Okay, you're looking for things to tell you to go along in this territory, not just one candle. It has to be a multitude of things. Okay, one candle is not sufficient evidence. All right, it's almost like this. If we're trying to map out a path, okay, one dot is not going to tell us anything. That's the one data point doesn't mean anything. 2 data points give us some information. Okay, so if you're going reversal, you at least need 3 data points, and then you have some idea. Okay, at least 3. You have some idea. And that could be key level price action and overall market. Alphabet is starting to go. Okay, so we talked about if we started to bounce, Alphabet can start to go. That's what's taking place. Everything's starting to bounce off those lows. Okay, if you haven't already, guys, make sure to like the videos. Let's get the likes up. 100 likes. We'll do the giveaway. Joe P, I'm going to send you my availability. I forgot to send you my availability. Okay, I'll send you that in the DM here. And Fide, reach out to me as well. I'll send you my availability as well. The coaching calls. If you're looking to get a call this week, I'll send it to you in the DM. How we doing, guys? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? 40% SPY puts. I'm done. Thank God. Amen. 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 Daily goal hit. Thanks, George. NVIDIA SPY. Done for the day. Only took 2 contracts. 50%. Beautiful job. 32% SPY puts. NVIDIA done for the day. SPY done for the day. 45%. 30%. That's it. Just like that. In and out. Okay. In and out. Tremendous job, guys. And this is just the, I would say this is just the beginning. So you notice, which day was it last week? We had that massive gap down and it went the other way. Because we use, what do we use? We use the VIX. Okay, so you have to, if you're a SPY striker, guys, if you're going to be trained, okay, and really put these teachings into practice, you must understand how we use the VIX. All right. So I know the boot camp has been delayed. It was supposed to take place in May, but we will roll that out in fall. Just during summer, I get very busy. Okay. But that boot camp is going to be game changing. Okay, we're going to walk through the setups. All my setups. It's not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setups, guys. Okay, we have so many setups. But just because you have all those setups, it doesn't mean you have to trade every single one of those setups. Okay. So selling is continuing here on the hourly. Qs continue to drop. But we go through it every day, guys, especially for our members. Okay. The way we use the VIX should allow you not to have any kind of bias, fixed bias. Right? If you're a day trader, you have to be nimble in your bias. Your bias is constantly changing. It's not, I'm bullish today, and that's what I'm thinking. Right? Yep, another leg lower across those names. If you have your trailing stop dynamic, you get trailed out right there. Right, so you can at least squeeze maybe 80-90% out of SPY. Okay, we have 740 coming up on SPY. What the read was, guys, was the Qs couldn't hold this here. Qs couldn't hold this level. Slice and dice to 690. No buyers there. No buyers in this key zone. And the Qs are looking to become directional on the weekly, guys. The Qs are looking to take out last week's lows. So that was just a complete trap. And the Qs basically filled their gap from this morning in under an hour. But what was the tell? Let's jump over to our friend. Boom. If you know, you know. SPY. Okay, 200 EMA test. This bounce zone didn't even hold up. We slice and dice through that 742.62. No buyers, Q selling off, and now we're in this territory. Between 740.51, 740. There can be some contention there. So now what takes place between these two areas? Do we have enough selling pressure at this current stretch between now and 10:30 to get past 740 and come into this territory, or do buyers pick this thing back up and try to restabilize and drive it back into this territory? And that will set the stage for second shift to take place in here. Okay, that's going to set the stage for second shift to potentially take place in here if we don't continue to sell off or aggressively reverse. Okay, so we're going to take this box with us. Okay, we're going to take that box with us, and then you'll see where that box lies. Can't paste it. Okay, all right, won't let me paste it, but we know where it is. Okay, here it is. Okay, so we're 17 minutes away from second shift. Look at memory. Strikers, look at memory. There we go. NVIDIA lows of the day. Okay, took forever and a day, but hit lows of the day. So congratulations. Google continues to push the upside, so Google and Apple showing signs of strength. XLF continues to lead the way. Financials. So keep a close eye on JPM. XLK sliding. XLK sliding. It might be a one and done. It might be a one and done type of trade. I'll probably throw one trade out there with lottos. But when the time comes during second shift, But if you caught that, guys, no need to put on more risk. All right. Okay. If there's something clean, I'll maybe take one more. But by no means, okay. So that you have to take it. I'll probably just go lottos to see, for the sake of the stream. But nothing just random. Okay, nothing just random. Okay, Google, nice push on Google. A SPY bouncing off of what? Key level. So that key level was there before price got there. So we are seeing nice little bounces, but nothing sufficient to shift the structure. Nothing sufficient to shift the structure. 2 trades for today. Beautiful job, CP. Keep in mind, guys, the motto is 1 hour, 1 ticker, 1 consistent result. So if you can get your work done under an hour, tremendous job. Okay, tremendous job. Google pushing to the upside. Apple starting to break here. Okay, so Google can really start to go if SPY starts to push its way to 741.88. And you want to take Google, Alphabet. Okay, if you did, congratulations. Scale out to the upside. All right, so Nvidia finally fell off the cliff, knocked out the lows of the day. But you never got stopped out. You sat through a little bit of back and forth depending on your entry. But okay, that temporary drawdown was well worth the slide into lows of the day. Good. If you guys are done, tremendous job, team. Tremendous. Let's get the likes up on YouTube. All right, let's get the likes up on YouTube. We only have 62 likes, over 170 people joining us. If you're a first-time viewer, put a 1 in the chat. Long-time viewers, returning viewers, put a 2 in the chat. Both first-time and long-time viewers, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Make sure to help us get to that 5,900 sub mark and eventually 6K. Eventually 6K. Apple is starting to go. That 5-minute candle is inside. That 5 is inside. That 5 is inside. Okay, 740, 51, 740. Psych level coming up. 2 major levels there. I watched that SPY put like a deer in the headlights with my finger on the mouse. I gotta fix that quick. It happens from time to time, right? Don't let that lead you to chase, all right? So sometimes you see something and you freeze, right? But don't let the FOMO caused by you freezing lead you to chase. Okay, because now SPY is somewhere else. It's somewhere else doing something else. I took profits on NVIDIA. First thing I do every day, smash a like button for you, brother. Appreciate it, Fishman, as always. And the message retraced, okay. Done. Beautiful job, D. Mitchell. Do we have any Sixers fans in the chat? Long-time Sixers fans. Long-time Sixers fans. The basketball world has been shaken up. Not LeBron fans. Sixers fans, it's official. It looks like LeBron is going to the Sixers. SPY continues to dump, guys. This Apple reclaim does look appealing. Come back into a fall under it. All right, I'm going to be very stringent on my entries this week, okay? All right, I'll do my best to control that. I'm not a diehard Sixers fan, but I did like the Sixers when they had AI. And you guys saw that he's only taking $8 million. All right, 2 years, $8 million. All right, so he loves the game of basketball, to say the least. All right, we're slowly grinding lower. You see all these pops to the upside, they get dropped. Because if you have your EMAs on from Shockwave, all right, you should be able to tell, not the exact level, but you should be able to tell by now where the EMAs are and if they're waving, if they're not waving without having the EMAs. Okay, you should be able to visually see it. All right, so if we slap the EMAs on the chart, okay, which the indicators that feature you're seeing every time we're colliding with the EMAs. Shockwave 30, you'll be on the clock here shortly. Okay, you can see collision with first wave, collision, first wave. I love Dr. Dip back in the day. I always thought never got the credit he deserved. Yeah, that was definitely to get the credit. All right, there's some players or people that come into a certain space. They don't have all the accolades, but they essentially change the game or change the industry. And he's one of those players. All right, so the impact. And there's certain players, and this applies beyond sports as well. They have all the accolades because they just happen to be there. Okay, just they happen to be at the right in the right situation. So he's definitely one of the game changing players. Okay, so we can start to draw this here. We can start to map out this last leg. You can start to see this channel. Qs are still selling off, all right? So there's no signs. Buyers are trying, okay? Buyers are trying, but it's insufficient. They're still getting trampled. VIX is still going north. VIX is about to crack 19, guys. All the 15-minute candles are bearish. Small caps fell off a cliff. Okay, so all the 15-minute candles are bearish. Hourly candles bearish. We're below 740. So the only hope for the bulls is 19 rejection on VIX. 740 hold or reclaim and push back above 740.51. Structural shift. Okay, crack this resistance. If not, guys, we're looking to go back and fill this gap. This gap we saw this morning is about to get filled. Okay. This gap, that massive gap we saw this morning is about to get filled. The Qs already filled their gap. Okay, the Qs have already filled their gap. Okay? Just like that. So just imagine all the people that came into the market bullish. Okay, new 5 minute. We're trading below 740. Qs are trading below that weekly downside breaker. So Qs are directional on the week. Okay, so the selling we saw last week on the Qs is continuing, team. And Qs are lower than they were at the lowest point last week. That's what it means to be directional on the weekly. Apple is testing that break. Google scale out. Okay, no signs of buyers are trying, but they just can't keep this contain. They can't contain this sell-off. All the 15s continue to sell. Wow. Those contracts are approaching $4, guys. Anyone still holding runners? Or re-engaged? I'll have a bear flag, compression break, EMA collision. Small caps also broke nicely. So everything is directional to the downside. So synchronized selling is taking place here. Synchronized selling is taking place here. All right, so 4 minutes away from the conclusion of first shift. All right, we're at 74 likes. Let's get the likes up, guys. $100 likes will do the giveaway. Okay, so 26 more people need to hit the like button. And we will do the giveaway. We will do the course giveaway today. Okay, course giveaway today. So if you're just joining us, we did take one trade. All right, all the way up here. We took the puts here. So Shockwave gave two signals. Signal here on Shockwave 5. Ian, the retrace reject off that PML came into play. Shockwave 5 retrace reject, and of course Shockwave 15 also puts you in prime position to be able to be in this opportunity. Okay, so the indicator did the job. Did his job. And look at NVIDIA. Spot continued to sell off. NVIDIA took its time, but eventually collapsed. And now NVIDIA is below 200. Look at this. You take it there, you sit through a little bit of drawdown. And then now it knocks out the lows of the day. But you never got stopped out. Where's your stop? Your stop was up there. But the fact that everything is selling off and continues to dump, okay, and you have not been stopped out, is a good sign. Sometimes some trades, guys, you have to sit in it. You're right. You're in drawdown. So it's just a matter of time. As long as all the variables continue to be favorable. Gap has been filled. Gap has been filled from this morning. Gap has been filled from this morning. Let's take a look at JPM. Walmart. If you know, you know. You know where to look. If you know where to look, you know where to look. Walmart pumping. Walmart TP2. Out SPY puts. Beautiful job, Elion. Gap has been filled, guys. And now, did we respect the zone? We did see some buyers trying. They tried. But at the end of the day, okay, all that buying got absorbed. Okay, all that buying got absorbed. So when you're seeing a candle like this on the hourly, where there's no wick at all, that tells you it's aggressive selling. Every buy up is getting pushed lower. Every buy up is getting pushed lower. Okay, nice bounce on Apple. Maybe some repositioning before FOMC. Qs. Good night, Qs. Good night to the Qs. Here we go, guys. FOMO's starting to kick in now. This is a massive sell-off. Okay, first shift is in the books. Let us know how you did. Hopefully you're able to catch a piece of that. Slide to the downside if you took NVIDIA to the downside, if you took SPY to the downside, Qs to the downside, small caps to the downside. All right. Then you're able to extract profits. Yeah, so we're gonna have a earnings stream. The earnings streams, I'll probably have one of the we'll see. No promises. Okay, we'll see. Earnings stream is just a matter of me just playing the earnings, but we will have the FOMC stream on Wednesday. Am I a LeBron guy or a Jordan guy? It depends. Overall, better player, I would say LeBron. Overall, better player, LeBron. Specialist, I would say, I think of LeBron as a jack of all trades, but he's been doing it for a long time. Not a jack of all trades, but a really good at a lot of things. He does a lot of things at a high level. And think of Jordan as the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. At scoring the ball and winning. All right, I think it just comes down to the intangibles. LeBron's brain is like a point guard, and Jordan's brain is scoring. It's more cerebral. All right, so I mean both great players. If I was building a team and I had to win, who do I want taking the shot, the final shot? Jordan. I think a fair comparison would be comparing their peaks. So it's like LeBron is the greatest player, Jordan is the greatest scorer, and the greatest winner. I mean, he has the most points. He has the longevity. Longevity within itself is not easy. It takes discipline. All right, think about it from the time before high school, but from high school, from 17 years old, 18 years old, all the way into his 40s. Day in and day out. The things behind the scenes people don't see. The level of dedication to the craft, the level of discipline. To be prepared to play night in, night out at a high level. All right, none of us can understand. Just the commitment level is next level. And we can take a lot of things from that as well, right? So both have different styles, but both ways lead to winning. Same thing with trading. You can have a different style. Your style can be different from another trader. But if you master your style, if you're relentless in your approach and your discipline, in your process, you will win. Okay, so same. This can be related to trading. A gap, what I mean by gap has been filled. So a gap is when the market closes. Okay, so let's go over what a gap is real quick. So say this is Friday. Friday's action. So the market opens up on Friday and it trades in this range. Goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. Right? If you're a long-term investor, this means nothing. If you're a day trader, this means everything. There's opportunities everywhere. All right? Gap means that the very next day, price opens up above or above, should be green, okay, or below the prior trading range, the prior day's trading range. Okay, so this would be a gap up. So gaps up, okay, gaps down. So what does this mean? That means in the aftermarket, when the market is closed, there's an aftermarket. Now things are 24/7 essentially, all right, almost 24/7. In the aftermarket, there's some buyers. In the pre-market, there's some buyers. In the aftermarket, there's some sellers. In pre-market, there's some sellers. So this is a gap up. This is a gap down. Because, okay, we've separated ourselves away from prior day's range. We did not open up within prior day's range. That would mean that there's no gap up or down. The rule with the gap is, all right, basic rule. Just because it gaps up doesn't mean you're bullish. Just because it gaps down, it doesn't mean be bearish. At a fundamental level, what is a gap? A gap is an inefficiency. So what that means, price has no recent prior history in this territory. All right, so it's a void. It's a place where price has not fully been settled. So buyers and sellers are not in full agreement in that territory yet. So when price comes into this gap, all right, there can be opportunities, okay, to fill it or to fail it. Fill it means, okay, we sell off into the jaws of the gap, we fill it, so we make that particular space, that void in the chart, we cover it, so we make it, we now price is efficient in that territory, or we fail to fill it, and we continue to push the upside. And sometimes we never even come and touch it. We just continue to accelerate, right? So at face value, just because something gaps up, it's not going to make your job easier. You still have to distinguish the difference between, is it going to get filled, is it going to fail, or is it a gap up and a breakaway? Right, but you should not be thinking gap up bullish, gap down bearish. That's the oldest trick in the book to trap you. So same logic applies on a gap down. Okay, so that should answer your question. What a gap up is, what a gap down is, why it's important. So today we gap up. So if you're thinking we gap up, I'm going to be bullish. Okay, this thing falls off a cliff and it has not stopped falling. Okay, now it fell all the way to 637.30. Wow. Okay, let's take it. Let's take a minute and just measure. Wow. Okay, from the peak, that's an $8 drop, guys, in an hour and 8 minutes. So two schools of thought. Look for leg number 2. If you want to continue lower, or if you're a reversal trader, look for 3 points of data that suggests we're going to go the other way. If you're a bounce trader, all right, 5 for 5 off key levels. Okay, so look at that drop, guys. And that basically wraps up first shift. So first shift is in the books. First shift is in the books. Please check my DM. I have a question about membership subscription, okay? Yeah, I have the DM open. I see your DM. How we doing, guys? Done for today. Beautiful job. Joe P. All right, what are buyers doing? Buyers are saying, you know what? Friday's lows are an area where we can try to take another bite. Okay, but the selling pressure is still there, guys, on the 15. Selling pressure is still there on the 5. So we have not seen any 5-minute candle shifts. Okay, outside of dojis, there has not been a 5-minute reversal. Okay, so inside continuation, inside continuation. Doji breakdown. So if we're going to get a 5-minute reversal that's short-lived, it has to be above these highs. If not, we knock out these lows, we continue to push lower. Walmart flying. Look at that, guys. Wow. Maybe some repositioning before FOMC. Who knows? So it looks like today was a day to hold on. We do have Shockwave 30. I forgot to put it on the chart. And Shockwave 60. Those are the latest Shockwave. Shockwave 30. We'll give you the entry here. Shockwave 60 will give you this entry. Okay, so that might have been, in hindsight, that would have been the best approach. Play each shockwave. So play the 5, play the 15. Okay, and then play the 60 and play the 30. Because even if you play the 60, all right, you have room to extract profits. Unless we get a pattern reversal on the 5. 2 candlestick reversal on the 5, guys. This thing that the sell-off continues. We have room to 736.63. If that doesn't hold, 735. Here we go. Still a lot of selling pressure on that hourly. Hourly candle has 17 minutes left. 30 minute. A lot of selling pressure on the 30. My goodness, what a sell-off. What a sell-off, guys. Anyone riding this or anyone double dip, take another bite of the apple? Look at Walmart. That's very telling. Look at the VIX above 19. Headed towards 20. Testing 20, guys. Testing 20. Testing 20. Tesla hit TP2. It's very easy to get FOMO in these conditions, all right? Don't let the FOMO, okay, go from done for the day to let me take a shot. Be done, be done, be done. Because be mindful, in the month of July, okay, this is the biggest sell-off that we saw. Every other day outside of this move here, okay, has been very choppy. Yep, IV's jacked up. Thank you for the heads up. Okay, so look at the IV. As the VIX starts to crank up, IV is going to start to crank up as well. Wouldn't be surprised if the VIX goes beyond 20. Okay, the IV to start to get very close to 30 on SPY. So there isn't even enough buyers on the 5 to get 2 back-to-back bullish candles. Okay, so we'll be on high alert for that. Okay, if this thing continues to collapse, guys, if that 736.63 doesn't hold, and VIX blasts past that 20, okay, 735 can be quickly approaching. So if you have all the shockwave suite, you'll take the puts there. You'll take the puts here. You'll take the puts there. So each time you're trailing as it continues to push lower. See if Apple can reclaim. If SPY continues to sell off, guys. If VIX can knock out that 20, get past that 20, Apple reclaim back into those highs could possibly come into play, but the chart is not too clean. You can see when we do get above those highs, it starts to get a little mumbo jumbo. Can any of the indexes mount at least a 5-minute stretch of buying? Buyers are trying here. Okay, nothing yet. So SPY 730.28, Q's around that 678.39. Small caps 291.84 territory. For those 5-minute candles to at least go bullish for a small stretch. One 5-minute candle does not mean, okay, that the structure has shifted. All right. But let's see if they can at least mount one little bounce that gets the 5 in their desired direction. 13 minutes new hourly candle. Okay. Let's get the likes up on YouTube, guys. Make sure to like the video. Let's get the likes up. So you're Jordan guy. In all honesty, I didn't watch a lot of Jordan. So when I started to watch basketball when I was younger, right, I didn't get a chance to watch Jordan real time. I mean, I remember the Jordan on the Wizards. Outside of like highlights, exact games, that's a little before my time. I remember Wizards Jordan. Okay, guys. So what a sell-off, what a sell-off, what a sell-off, what a sell-off. Let's take a look at what our friends at CNBC have going on. Let's see what they're talking about.
They found that they were able to perform that computation in less than 15 seconds, leveraging our annealing quantum computers, when otherwise it was taking them over an hour to perform the computation classically. From there, they decided that there was significant potential value.
AT&T and D-Wave partnership. D-Wave up 15%.
Optimization.
D-Wave is a QBST.
Outage detection, to technician routing, to network planning, and most interesting, they're going to be looking at how to combine our quantum systems with their AI agentic solutions, bringing these two technologies together to be able to solve problems more efficiently than maybe either could solve them independently.
So in that early application, are there good numbers that explain what it would do to, say, customer downtime?
So from their perspective, leveraging their AI technology today, they've seen a dramatic improvement in uptime. And now bringing quantum into the picture, the expectation is that that will be even better.
What does it do for your revenue and booking models?
So our revenue model includes a combination of professional services and quantum compute as a service, in addition to system sales. This partnership with AT&T is about professional services to help them build out these different applications, and then ultimately quantum compute as a service to run those applications in a production setting.
What happened to all the enthusiasm, do you think, in the market for these quantum stocks? Does it just get pushed farther into the future, or did it get overheated? What do you hear from investors?
Honestly, I think it has a lot more to do with just the general market dynamics over the course of the last several weeks than anything else. There continues to be a lot of excitement about the potential for quantum. There's a huge $1 trillion opportunity waiting out there for quantum.
Okay, we got our 5-minute reversal. Back that 9 EMA across small caps, across Qs. Okay, 9 EMA test. Look for 5 for 5. If you trade the 9, 2-1-2 on SPY. We want to put some pressure on this trend line resistance. Okay, that BOG as well, the initial gap fill. Look for shooters off that 9. Simultaneous shooters, all right? Dow still has the weakness. Okay, Dow still has the weakness. So QBST and AT&T. Okay, QBST. QBTS, not QBST, QBTS and AT&T partnership.
What the options market is signaling about Apple's results, which are coming later this week. We'll hit that for you next.
Okay, retrace, reject. Let's see what takes place here. So is this the bottom? Is this it, guys? Put in the chat. Is this going to be the low of the day? Put a yes or a no in the chat. Is this the low of the day? Or are these lows going to lead to lower lows and we're just looking for a higher low? Or we're just looking for a lower high? I want to see what the chat thinks. Let us know in the chat. Is this the bottom? We got one vote. We got yes. We got one yes. Yes. The low of the day. Yes. Yes. Okay. So notice where that level came in. All right. So monthly 50% retrace. Prior days lows. Okay. Qs are also starting to bounce here on the 5-minute reversal underway. 15-minute reversal underway on the Qs. Qs are testing 680. So if that is the low of the day, guys, that 680 test on the Qs has to become successful. All right. SPY also reversing on the 15 at 738.49 has to hold. Okay, we're colliding with some EMAs here. Okay, so it's going to keep. Is it going to keep going after Apple goes down? Apple is kind of doing its own thing. Apple is a very interesting place. All right, Apple. Okay, small caps. Okay, reclaim that PML. See if they can hold above PML. All right, for us to shift the structure, we need to break this trend line resistance. Okay. Now I have a lot of multiple dashboards open, so let me close this one. We'll do one dashboard at a time. So far, it looks like consensus in the chat on YouTube. This is the bottom. 15 more likes, guys. Let's get the likes up. Smash the like button. So this is a non-EMA test. This is a key level test coming up, 739.12. New 5 minute here. You can start to see the hourly candle, guys. The hourly candle, we're starting to see some buyers picking it up. All right, they still have now shifted the hour. 15, you can see the 15 is reversing already. Okay, you can see the hour, the 30. 30 is on the verge of reversing. If that 30 can hold as a hammer in the next 4 minutes. Okay, the 5, all right, the 5 is in continuation mode. The 5 already reversed. 212, reversal. Okay, but these two candles, guys, these two candles right here, there's a lot of volume on those two bearish candles. That selling activity that took place here was ferocious. So we're going to have to match that energy with the buying. All right, the buying needs to speed up, the volume needs to pick up. Okay, so 15 reversal already underway. 30, okay, can be underway. Once that 30-minute candle closes and knocks out those highs, that next 30-minute opens up, knocks out those highs, you get a 2 down, 2 up. Reversal. Hourly. Okay, still have some time until the hourly close, but we're seeing that the apparent buyers are picking this thing up. We're back at the BOG, so now we filled the gap, and now we're re-entering the gap. We're re-entering the gap. So the last thing that the buyers want to see here is a shooter on that 5-minute candle. They don't want to see a shooter on the 5-minute candle on SPY. They don't want to see a shooter on the 5-minute candle on Qs. They want this to be a full body 5-minute close candle. Okay. So they broke structure. Remember that trend line resistance here? Structure has been broken. Okay. Just like that. So the sweet spot key zone was at 50%, 50%. That's 736.63, 737.30. Okay, right there. $740 coming up. If it can hold above that BOG, the bottom of the gap that it filled, if it wants to re-enter the jaws, the gap that it filled, it needs to hold this. All right, so now on this stretch, okay, you can allow a low. You can allow a low, but that low must be higher than this low. And the high that gets generated based off that next low that's higher than this low must be higher than that high that was generated prior to that high. Okay, so you can allow lows, but they need to maintain structure. VWAP is currently at that 741, 741.30s. And what is the VIX doing? The VIX goes to 20, gets smacked off 20, and the VIX is back below 19. Very telling. Very telling. So the hourly shockwave, okay, so I did provide a nice little scalp into that key level for about $2, so you can extract profits there. Okay, we took profits there, and now it's looking to go back and test the 30. The 30 retest coincides with the VWAP. So now the bulls are on a 15-minute stretch. where they're pushing price higher. So at this next candle flip, we have a new 30-minute candle. We have a new hourly candle. Okay, so this hourly candle, for this to be an hourly reversal, we must knock out these highs. If that reversal is going to go from the 5, trickle into the 15. If it wants to trickle into the 30, okay, it must knock out these highs. And continue to push. Okay, this will be the 30. And the VIX must be going south. If these lows get knocked out, that means that was just a dead cat bounce. If we get a 50-50, on this entire move lower, okay, textbook 50-50. Okay, VWAP and 50. All right, so this is going to be critical. SPY is currently testing that 740. Okay, look at Apple, guys. Apple gone, Reclaim gone. Anyone take Apple? Look at Apple flying. If you did, congratulations. So I think it might be a one and done trade day for me, guys. One and done. Okay, as we kick off this week, Apple highs the day. Apple is flying. VIX dropping. Okay, so all this will start to go away if the Qs give up these lows. Okay, still testing that 9. It's still not in the clear. Alright, so still not in the clear. If it falls below these lows, 679.58. Keep a close eye. So this next low coming in on SPY cannot be lower than these lows. Okay, so if we do the textbook 50-50, okay, we know it's right there. Okay, and then we know right there. So that next low that comes in, okay, let me erase this. Okay, should remain in this territory here, and that coincides very closely with that BOG. All right, so if we are going to make a push back to VWAP, okay, this is probably going to be the path we take. We come here, okay, we continue to push into there for the 50 test. Okay, if we just fail to hold here, fail to hold this zone, okay, then there's a good chance. If we fail to hold here, there's a good chance we head back towards 730, 730, so on and so forth. So that next higher low, is projected to come in here. So it follow that path. Okay, so we got a low, we got a high, we get a low, we get some kind of high here, maybe another low that's higher than that low, and then eventually high. All right, so this is possibly where that higher low is going to come. higher low. Okay. Appreciate it, CK. Thank you for supporting the channel as always. And you want to take Apple. And you want to take a bite of the apple. Apple, nice push to the upside, making highs of the day. That required timing and that required being patient. If you did, congratulations. Good, good, good. Qs continue to push. Qs continue to push. So just one trade today, guys. 50% Apple. Beautiful job, audio. Audio. Good, good, good. Let's get to 100 likes. Let's do the giveaway. Okay, let's do the giveaway here. We'll wrap up the stream here in about 20 minutes or so, 24 minutes or so. Let's take a listen to our friends at CNBC.
Really manifested in the past couple months.
Did you guys see, what do you see in the pipeline for deals, for IPOs, for capital markets activity around all this?
We think broadly that we're going to see a broadening of the base of
Got a shooter coming in on the
kind of
Qs.
M&A activity that will lead to
Shooter coming in on SPY. All right, so one and done type of trade today, guys. One and done trade. We took it into the lows of the day at that particular time. Runners yielded more than 50%. And that was from here to here, okay? And of course, those runners continued to go, probably went over 200, 300%. So great way to kick off the week. Okay, great way to kick off the week. Some honorable mentions, NVIDIA breakdown, Apple breakout, Tesla breakdown. So again, there were some individual names that also present some opportunities, and Walmart breakout as well. Okay, Walmart breakout as well. This is the last week of the month, so let's close out this month, close out the month as strong as possible, guys. We do have a lot of things ahead of us. A lot of things coming up ahead of us. So again, doing less is going to definitely be more this week. Being patient is going to be the secret weapon this week. Waiting for candle closure. Using precise entries is going to be critical this week. AI cyber risk. Okay. So it looks like second shift. We might spend some time in this territory for second shift. Okay, so we need to settle. The bulls and the bears have to come to an agreement. Okay, who dictates the pace in this area? If they can't come to an agreement, we can trade in this territory for a prolonged period of time. For those of you who answered that's the low of the day, anyone catch that? Anyone catch those lows? Anyone catch those lows? Okay, 5 minute. We got a 3 down bearish engulfer on SPY. Let's see if this higher low can be formed in this territory. Hourly is inside. So unlike the other times, the hourly is inside. The hourly, there's no decision yet. Went inside, don't decide. And you can see the drop off in the volume as well so far. I mean, granted, we're only 11 minutes into that 30-minute candle, but that volume is starting to drop. 15. Okay, failed to hold enforcement. 5. Okay, look at this. We discussed the importance of understanding how coming into this volume, they're going to have to come with force. There's a lot of selling volume here. So they got some force here. Okay, and they got some forceful selling there. Okay, what are we bouncing off of so far? See if that can hold. That projected higher low should be in this territory. Okay, should be in this higher low territory, and if we do get that bounce off of that, that could possibly lead us, okay, if we're going to continue to respect the integrity, into the higher high. And the higher high will eventually knock out those highs and then eventually take us back to VWAP. Okay, that's basically the forecast. I have no horse in the race, just giving you the technical levels and the rationale behind which way we can go. So you see how it's coming into this territory, bouncing off that level right there. So this bounce has to knock out these highs, and we have our higher low. If it doesn't knock out these highs, okay, and the lower high comes in and this low gets taken out, then it can start to go back the other way. We'll see how all that plays out. Okay, we will see how all that plays out. So good thing we're able to get our work done early. Okay, let's see what takes place here. But what a kick, what a way to kick off. The beginning of the week. You guys see that bounce? Okay, it needs to knock out those highs. It needs to knock out those highs. $740 is giving a hard time, so it needs to get past 740. It needs to get past 740. Qs are starting to move lower. That 9 needs to hold. We're 5 likes away, team. 5 likes away. Let's get the likes up, and we will do a giveaway. Let's get the likes up. We'll do the giveaway. And today's giveaway is going to be the Get Started Day Trading course. Some of those semi names are starting to bounce here as well, of course. Okay, bouncing off those lows. You can slap the 50-50 on them, see if it's sufficient. Qs are now sliding for the past 5, 10, 15 minutes. They've been sliding back to downside. Qs are sliding back to downside, guys. Qs are sliding back to the downside. SPY is starting to slide as well. If we create separation to downside away from here, no good. And for the bulls. And we are seeing the hourly still inside. We are seeing the hourly still inside. We're in that higher low pocket right there. We're right in the pocket. Qs reversing back lower on the 15. SPY reversing back lower on the 15. So we saw a 250-minute candle push on the Dow, 150-minute candle push on the SPY and the Qs, and now we're seeing back-to-back 50-minute candle sells. So critical right here. Critical, critical, critical. Okay, there we go. Starting to fail. On the cusp of failing. And possibly moving back lower. On the cusp of failing and possibly moving back lower. Primarily driven by the Qs. Semis pushing back lower. Okay, nice retrace reject on Broadcom. Gorgeous chart on AMD, that breakdown via shockwave. Here we go. So failed to hold that higher low. Failed to hold that higher low. What's killer is the pace. Okay, so you get used to this pace in first shift. All right, you get used to this pace, right? And then now it's a different pace. It's almost like two different markets. All right, and the only way you can kind of position yourself or time the pace is just try to be as present as possible during that shift. Okay, sometimes it's first shift, they have a nice move pace. Sometimes it's second shift. We know it's one of those shifts where the pace is a little bit cleaner, but this is probably the cleanest move we saw to the downside. I would say probably all month. Okay, if we can reclaim that 739.12, there might be some hope for the bulls. That BOG. We'll see. See what Alphabet wants to do here. That hourly is still inside. So if you don't trade inside hourly candles, there's nothing for you to do here. There is nothing for you to do here. The hourly candle, including the, not the intraday, including the pre-market and post-market. We're 1 like away, guys. For the giveaway, 1 like away. Even the intraday hourly is bouncing off those lows, but has not fully closed yet. It's trying to reverse. But if we include pre-market into the equation, okay, we're inside. See if they want to crack that. Okay, so we got the low, So these highs need to be taken out. We're getting very close to VWAP. So this is the action that we're used to, right? This is the action that we're used to during this month. Okay, you can see how smooth this was. So we did take 1 trade today, was 1 and done. We took the puts right there. Okay, able to get a nice little drop that worked in our favor. And that's been pretty much it. Okay, pretty much it. Pretty much it. What are we thinking, team? What are we thinking, team? Do we get back to making lows? Okay, lower lows. Or do we make a higher high? Okay. Do we get back to, do we get the simple, let's put it this way. Do we get back to VWAP or do we make lows of the day first? So on this current stretch, are we going to go back to VWAP or get to the lows of the day? So we're going to get here, A, or here, B. So B, which comes first? Scenario B or scenario A? So put in the chat, A or B. A or B. Qs continue to sell here. So we're colliding with all those EMAs. Nice little dead cat bounce. Lows first, it looks like. Okay, we're 5 minutes away, guys, from the conclusion of the program. If you're a first-time viewer and you joined the stream, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe. Long-time viewers, also make sure you're subscribed and take the next steps and join our community. We do have a jam-packed week ahead of us, guys, so this is going to be I've been saying this from last week or a couple of weeks ago. This is going to be the busiest week of the quarter. So today we had durable goods. We have some names reported earnings. Okay, MVTS, CLS, APLD. Okay, strikers, you have access to this, of course. And then tomorrow, okay, we have more catalyst. All right, we have consumer confidence. We have Visa. We have Walmart, Waste Management, not Walmart, or Waste Management. We have CLAC. We have PayPal reporting earnings. Boeing, UPS, KO reporting earnings tomorrow before the open. And then on Wednesday, which is the busiest day of the quarter, we have FOMC. So we will have a marathon stream on Wednesday, so make sure to tune in on Wednesday. Okay, we're going to have our live trading program per usual. We're going to take our trades. We're going to provide you with the training and the coverage and analysis. And then after that, at 2 p.m., we'll have the rate decision, the reaction to the rate decision. If there's a trade opportunity there, I will discuss the strategy I'll utilize to capitalize off the move. And then we have the press conference for you as well. And when the market closes, we have Meta reporting, Microsoft reporting, Robinhood reporting, and ARM reporting, as well as QCOM, Starbucks, and a CMG, Chipotle. And then on Thursday, we have more catalyst. We have PCE, we have GDP. So going from Wednesday to Thursday, I would argue Thursday there's more things for the market to digest, because the market has to digest Apple's earnings. Not Apple's earnings, I take that back. Meta's earnings, Microsoft earnings, and then digest, chew on FOMC. Okay, the statements, the rate decision, and then on top of that, digest the GDP and the PCE. Okay, so that is going to be a jam-packed day for us on Thursday. On top of that, Apple, Amazon, Coin, MSTR, Reddit, Rivian, Roblox, MasterCard, all reporting. And then we cap off the week on Friday for free trade Friday, ramp down Friday. Okay, we have consumer sentiment, inflation expectations, and we have some energy names reporting. And that basically caps off the month of July. So on Monday, I know we're looking a little ahead, right? That's going to be a fresh Monday. It's going to be the first week, fresh week, of course, and the first day is going to land perfectly on August. All right, so during August, everything we saw in July will be in the books. It's a different season. If you're just getting used to the July action now, it took you some time to figure it out. All right, August is a different beast. All right, but we'll provide you the tools and systems to navigate the month of August. Okay, so we do have a jam-packed week, so you definitely want to stay tuned in. And make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss anything that takes place. Okay. So for us to become directional on that hourly candle, we have to knock out the lows of the day. 736, 55, 56-ish. SPY decides to go to the floor, makes the lows. Keep a close eye on Amazon for that breakdown. We do have a flag forming on Apple. Keep a close eye on that flag on the 5. Okay, guys. And of course, if you're looking to join our community, make sure to do so. Go to smartactiontrain.com. All the tools and resources are available to you. All right, there's even free resources. What you're tuning into on YouTube is completely for free. The only thing it costs is your time, of course. And I ask that you like and subscribe to support the channel. There's also a free community available to you. Okay, take advantage. If you're looking to level up, the link is pinned in the chat. Use the code TRIAL30. You can access the delay-free, ad-free streams. You can access all of our resources and tools that our private members have access to. Right? If you're looking to upgrade to year, that's available. If you're looking to get the indicator, okay, the indicator suite, the indicator that gave us this trade right here, okay, the one that told us to take the puts here. Okay, we didn't even take those puts there. We took the puts based on Shockwave 15. That Shockwave 30 is not available yet, but Shockwave 15, okay, carries its weight. Take the puts there, take the puts here. Okay. Shockwave 15, the one that's available. Take the puts right there. It tells you to take the puts. Okay, and then you scale out, you TP if you like. If you want to hold, if you want a trailing stop there. Right, so if you want that indicator at your disposal, that's available. There's a couple of ways to access it. There's the quarterly, there's the monthly, and there's the quarterly, yearly, and lifetime access. Okay, so you choose the plan that works best for you. You have access to it, and there's no auto renew. It renews manually. You have to manually renew it. Courses, okay, also available. Coaching also available. Everything is available to you on our site. All right, so everything's available to you. Make sure to take advantage. And especially if you're a long-time viewer and this content resonates with you and you're looking to level up your trading and join our community. Okay, make sure to do that. Let me put back the key level indicator. There we go. And you also get my key level indicator as well when you're in the community. Okay. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? If we're at 100 likes, we'll do the giveaway. Looks like Lowe's first. Thank you for the help. You're the best mentor. Absolutely. Raymond 977. Thank you for the kind words. Strikers, we'll do the end of stream poll here. So straightforward day. Okay, nothing too exciting. As far as the quantity of trades, it was more of a quality trade that we're looking for today. Worked in our favor, one and done day. Haven't had a one and done day in a long time. So we can use a one and done day. And a great way to kick off the week as well. Okay, great way to kick off the week. It's a way to set the tone for the week. All right, so we're going to come back tomorrow, look to do the same thing, and take advantage of the best opportunities. Yep, that's coming. That's in the works. It will be easier to automate the trade on futures, right, or Forex, rather than it would be on a nice breakdown on Amazon, rather than on options, because on options you'd have to have, maybe if the broker has an API, if there's a broker API you can integrate with the program itself. On top of that, selecting the contracts. So there's a little bit of nuance behind the contract selection portion. Don't let the cat out the bag. That's the goal. That is the goal, guys. I decided not to trade today. Only when I looked at the chart, what is going on? Yeah, this thing fell off a cliff. We just essentially gapped up. Sentiment gap up from pause on the strikes overnight. We saw crude collapse to the downside. We saw futures jump to the upside in Sydney Open, Asia as well. We open up. New York opens up. Cash open. Massive gap up. Everything gets reversed back to downside. Gap gets filled. We see the VIX spike all the way to 20. We see crude hold that 90 territory, come very close to it, and then it started to break back below 85. And here we are. Here we are. So we're basically at the lows of Friday. Okay, we're at the lows of Friday. Friday's lows. We're at 100 likes. Let's put our name in the chat. Put your name in the chat, guys. Okay, put your names in the chat for the next five minutes. So the giveaways for trading course. If you're a striker, okay, the giveaway for you will be the boot camp ticket, the long-awaited boot camp. Okay, so I'll start the timer. I will collect the names. Okay, so 5 minutes on the clock. Put your names in the chat. Okay, so there we go. You have 5 minutes to put your names in. And I'll collect those names. In the meantime, do I have our friends at CNBC open? Let them carry the show a little bit. They're on commercial break. We'll let SAT, some of our theme music, carry the show. All right, I'm going to be collecting some names, okay? So in the meantime, enjoy the music. So no trades, no positions currently. Nice breakdown on Amazon if you took that. Good, good, good. And we'll be back when the timer's up. So put your names in the chat in the meantime.
They told us chase fast money, worship greed, panic with the crowd, you don't fit.
Distraction and emotional slavery.
But discipline,
Patience,
wisdom, that's how you escape the system.
smart action trading.
Yeah. Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live shade of fear.
market full of idols.
I just walk with vision clear.
Planting seeds of silence.
While they chase attention.
Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. Used to chase every candlelight and move of salvation. Lost inside the noise, trapped in desperation. Babylon system got the masses moving blind. Over leveraged souls getting swallowed by the grind. See the trust became mirror showing pride and greed. Every red candle exposed what's inside of me. Had to crucify emotion, let discipline arise. Cause revenge trading kill quicker than the thief at night. Jericho standing tall like impossible resistance. But faith make walls go after consistent persistence. Joshua marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the walking when you wait for confirmation. See the weak chase interest, the wise wait calmly. Person either burst pipes or create king sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. David bursts the giants every morning at the open. Don't fold in the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every loss ain't destruction. Sometimes God rebuild a traitor instead.
Jericho walls follow when my faith get loud. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit strong. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon, I can live chained to fear. Market full of idols, I just walk a vision kid. Planting seeds of silence, trying to chase attention. Labor bring the harvest when you're moving intention.
I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Losing sales, chasing candles, moving breaks too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your palm. Following up a lot harder when I say I had to break resistance. Sparking levels and the chains that kept us acting my decisions. Now to set a cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback became fuel for moving smarter. They panic with the crowd when the headlines hit. The moonlight know what building while they left that in. Preparation look foolish before the rain arrives. But survivors think different when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord's own reaper. Patient trader eat, non-emotional trader sleep. Yeah.
It's bigger than trading.
It's about mastering yourself.
Anybody can enter a trade.
You can conquer emotion.
Escape Babylon.
The cycle.
Move with wisdom.
Build with faith.
Smart action trading.
For educational and inspirational purposes only. Trading involves substantial risk of loss. Not financial advice. Matthew 25. Let's talk stewardship. Well done, good and faithful servant.
Multiply what heaven entrusted.
Fear, bury the gift. Welcome Matthew 25. Red letters spoken. Kingdom parable. Hidden truth open. MasterCard service be for travel abroad. Place resources in their hands before departing far.
217.
5 talents to build.
Smart action trading is by striker. Stay the course. The fruit don't grow the day you plant the seed. Stay the course. The market can bless you. The market can humble you. Stay the course.
Green candles dancing, got the whole room alive. 3 wins in a row got me feeling like I can fly. But I've seen euphoria turn a blessing to a curse. When confidence outruns discipline, things get worse. When the streets whisper, you don't need the rules today. That's the same voice that slowly pulled the wise astray. The market don't care about the wins from last week. It rewards preparation after highs that we seek. Smart action trading. That's why strikers on the school learning how to stay grounded when the days turn green. Because the danger ain't the losses everybody fears. Sometimes it's success that blind your eyes and cloud your ears. I used to chase results, now I focus on execution. Because consistency is built from process, not emotion. Every chart a classroom, every candle got a lesson. Every session starts reminding me to stay invested in progression.
Back to the process, back to the way, back to the habits that carry the day. Green days come, green days go. Wisdom decides what remains when they go. Back to the process, back to the plan. Forever a student, that's who I am.
I remember empty rooms and talking to myself, building brick by brick when nobody else helped. Now the numbers look better, the lessons got larger, but success can become an even tougher teacher. Because pride grows quietly, it don't knock at the door, but slips into winning streaks and starts asking for more. Proverbs on the desk, coffee by the screen, reminding me humility is stronger than it seems. The fool says,
I figured it out.
I arrived. The wise man keeps learning, keeps the curiosity alive. Every loss paid tuition, every win paid rent. Both of them teachers, if you listen to what they meant. The crowd loves prediction. I respect preparation because tomorrow's opportunity belongs to dedication.
Back to the process, back to the way. keep my spirit walking narrow. If the door swing open, keep my heart in place. Let gratitude grow deeper than the prophets that I chase. Because you for your faith, but wisdom remains.
Character is revealed.
Success starts to reign.
Hand stores grain before the winter arrives. Preparation keeps us. Small steps repeated become stories we told. That's how ordinary days become silver and gold.
Some chase the spotlight, some chase applause. I'm chasing consistency, honor the cause. Smart action trading, SBL starting to stand strong.
Teaching traders discipline long after trends are gone.
The market will change,
The seasons will turn,
but every cycle needs another lesson
so when the
learned.
green days come, I enjoy them with grace and show up tomorrow and return to my place. Ain't no
Back to the process, back to the way, back to the habits. Every day, green days go, green day go. Wisdom decides what remain when they go. Back to the process, back to the plan. Whatever is student, that's who I am. Smart action trading, stay the course, plant the seed, trust the word, stay the course, ever learning, ever growing. Smart action trading, stay the course, ever striker, stay the course.
stay the course.
Yeah, some days the market humble you. Some days it tests your spirit. The pressure is your character. Though I walk through the valley, I got my hands through the storm now. Early morning, talk.
Okay. It looks like we got a winner. Congratulations to Roger. Roger is the winner for today. Duck number 13. Roger is the winner for today. Roger, make sure to go to smartactiontrading.com. I'll drop the link down below. Okay. Click the join free community. There's no charge. Don't worry. Okay. There's no strings attached. And send me a DM with the code 13. Okay. So put your name and 13. DM me the word 13, your name and 13. Your name, of course, being Roger. And I'll send you access to the course immediately. You'll have access to that course. That's going to be a 5.5 hour course. Okay. That covers everything. It's basically this course right here. This course right here. So congratulations to Roger. Roger is the winner for today. All right, so I'll drop that link for you. Okay, so Roger, congratulations. Keyword is 13. Keyword is 13. So everyone on YouTube should be in the free tier as well. Completely for free. It comes with a lot of perks. Okay, so again, we ended up making lows of the day. So what does that tell us? We came into this higher low territory. What took place? Okay, no buyers. Couldn't lift it. And it continued to make a gradual push lower, making a lower low. All right, so that turned out to be a dead cat bounce. In the event that we held these lows and start to knock out these highs, then we get a structural push back to VWAP. Currently, we made lower lows. We took out those lows. So again, now we're very close to that 735 territory. And the sell-off continues. That was just a 9 EMA, just a nice retracement into the jaws of 9, got above it, and then fell back under it. And the selling continues to accelerate to the downside, just a little slower. But in relation to what took place this morning, the sell-off continues to the downside. All right, so let me drop the link for Roger. Congratulations. Okay, congrats, Roger. So instructions are in the chat. Check the chat. Any questions, guys? Any questions on YouTube before we wrap it up? As always, thank you for tuning in for today. Hopefully you guys found value. Hopefully you guys were able to capitalize off the opportunity the market gave us this morning. If you didn't, okay, don't come into tomorrow with that lingering FOMO trying to catch a move like that. That's a once in a month type of move. That's a once in a month type of move, especially if you've been trading every single day this month, right? We have not seen moves like that. We have not seen moves like that. So the best way I could manage that position is take a majority off of the lows of the day and see if I can milk a little more off those runners. And I was able to get about 50% on those runners when it was all said and done, although this thing ended up going for 200+%. Okay, guys. If no questions, I'll do the end of stream poll here for our strikers, and we'll look to wrap it up here on YouTube. Let me just check the YouTube chat. What is the link? Where is there? There are so many. So the one I just sent out. If you're confused on which link, smartactiontrade.com, community tab. Okay, free. Join the free and send me a DM because there's no way for me to reach out to you on YouTube. I can't get in contact with you. All right, so you're going to have to get in contact with me and make the effort to reach out to me. I try to do that within 24 hours, and I'll send over this course right here. Okay, day trading technical analysis, support resistance trends, options basics, A+ setups. Okay, that's going to be available to you. It's a 5.5 hour course. Strikers, if you have not went through that course yet, okay, that's part of our new onboarding process. Make sure to do so. Okay, make sure to do so. For those of you who've been members through WAP for some time, I'm integrating a new onboarding process. I'm looking to make everything on the back end more seamless, okay, for our members. So it's imperative that you do take the course, even if you have to take it on 2x. Okay, go through the course. It's only going to help. Even if you know those things, there's going to be a couple of things that can potentially fill some knowledge gaps. If you're a complete beginner, I would even go as far as to say, don't take any trades. The only button you need to click is the link to that course and take it as part of your payment. Okay, you pay every month to access the best resources, and that's one of the resources that's available to you. So make sure to complete the course. That's 5.5 hours. I know it's a long time. You can break it up, okay, into 1 hour sessions for 5 days. Okay, 30-minute sessions over 10 days, or 1 5-hour session. All right, so, but it's very important that you do take advantage of that information. Okay, that's available to you. Do you think SPY is going to 735? Could very well go to 735. 735 is our next door neighbor, right? So it's not like 735 is out of the realm of possibility. If this 736.63 fails to hold, we have a potential flag forming here, and we fail to maybe flip these EMAs on the 5. If the EMAs on the 5 continue to push downwards, continue to wave, continue to expand, continue to fan out, right? Looks like the 735 might be inevitable, but let's be a little more specific. Okay, VIX holds above 19, heads towards 20. Possible drop at 735. VIX gets above 20 and continues to accelerate to 2050. There's, I would say, 70% chance we get to 735, right? We just don't know exactly when, all right? So again, just see if that 9 EMA can guide us all the way to that 735. We're not too far away. If I were looking to take a trade into 735, okay, if it's maybe a structural breakdown, I'm not going to take the lows into lower lows at the middle of the day. So 735 is not too crazy. That is a possible area we can start to find a landing spot between 735 and 735.21. That is our next key zone. Okay, next key zone. Any other questions? Okay, God bless you and your family today, and everyone, George, and every day. Amen, amen. Thank you for the work. Speaking life into the chat. Thank you for the blessings. God bless you too. Fishman, God bless your family as well. God bless everyone in the chat. I tried some butterfly puts calls today just to see what happened. Max risk 500, max profit 3,000. Nice. Playing both sides. Good, good, good. If no questions, guys, we'll look to wrap it up here. If you're green, we say this every day before I wrap it up. If you're green, stay clean. If you're still in the trenches, okay, look for those setups that have multiple checkpoints before you pull the trigger. Don't just take one candle. One candle shows you bearish or bullish activity, right? At least line 3 things up that tell you the same thing. Define your risk before taking those trades. Once your risk is defined, allocate the risk, let the probabilities play out, and manage your position either direction it plays out. Okay. On that note, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe, and God bless each one of you.
Jesus is the answer. Oh. When the charts went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there. Jesus is the answer. I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen, thinking one more win would finally make me complete. Running after green candles like they could save my soul. The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand, watch the tide roll in. Learning every earthly kingdom has an end. Some valleys look so deep, I couldn't see the light. Some storms got so strong, I couldn't win the fight. But every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child, keep walking on. Not because I'm worthy, not because I'm strong, but because the shepherd never leaves his own. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. The anchor in the storm when the market starts to sway. Through the highs and lows, through the joy and pain, the cross still stands when everything else fades. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone. There's fear inside my chest. Questions without answers. Battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch. But Psalm 23 kept reminding me to trust. So I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies. I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place. I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock. I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy, life story I could never write, turning broken chances into testimony and life. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. The anchor in the storm when the market starts to sway. Through the highs and lows, through the joy and pain, the car still stands when everything else fades. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. He's today and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley's found. If you're tired of running, if you're carrying change, if you're searching for purpose in success or in fame, the good news is simple. The debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day. 3 days later, the stone rolled away. Death lost the victory. The grave could not stay. Whoever believes, whoever will come, will find forgiveness in the Father's Son. I still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is there. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall, the price remains Lord over all. The market can give, the market can take, but eternity rests on a different stage. So when the candles flicker and uncertainty grows, I remember the one who's already in control. The Lamb who was slain, the King who will reign, the Alpha and Omega, forever the same. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. The anchor in the storm. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Forever and ever. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Though I walk through the valley, you are with me. Shadows around me, you are with me. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Jesus is the answer. When the charts went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen, thinking one more win would finally make me complete. Running after green candles like they could save my soul. The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand, watch the tide roll in. Learning every earthly kingdom has an end. Some valleys look so deep, I couldn't see the light. Some storms got so strong, I couldn't win the fight. But every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child, keep
Walking on.
not because I'm worthy,
Not because I'm worried.
not because I'm strong,
Not because I'm strong.
but because the shepherd
Never share.
never leaves his own. Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm when the market starts to sway. Through the highs and lows,
Through the joy and pain.
the cross still stands when
Everything goes fake.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone.
Every man.
There's fear inside my chest.
So bold.
Questions without answers.
Answers.
Battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch.
But Psalm 23.
Kept reminding me to trust. Though I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies, I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place. I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock. I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy,
Life story I could never write.
turning broken chances into testimony and life.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
Be like a in the storm when the market
Market's about his way.
through the highs and lows.
Through the joy and pain.
The call still stands when
Everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley's found.
If you're tired of running.
If you're carrying change,
If you're searching for purpose.
in success or in fame,
The good news is simple.
the debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day.
3 days later.
The stone rolled away.
Death lost its victory.
The grave could not stay.
Whoever believes.
Whoever will come
Will find forgiveness in the Father's
I
Son.
still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is dead. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall.
Christ remains Lord over all.
The market can give,
The market can take
but eternity rests.
on a different step.
So when the candles flicker,
And uncertainty grows.
I remember the one who's already in control.
The Lamb who was slain.
The King who will reign
The Alpha and Omega.
forever the sun.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Ever and ever.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
Jesus is the answer.
The answer.
Jesus is the
Jesus is the
answer.
answer. Though I walk through the valley.
You are with me.
Shadows surround me.
You are with me.
Through the valley.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charts went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen,
Going free.
thinking one more win would finally make me complete.
Made me complete.
Running after green candles like they could save my soul.
Like my soul.
The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand,
House on sand.
watch the tide roll in.
Watch the tide roll in.
Learning every earthly
Every king.
kingdom has an end.
Come has a name.
Some valleys look so deep,
So deep.
I couldn't see the light.
Couldn't see the light.
Some storms got so strong, I sat alone. Their fear inside my chest. Questions without answers. Battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch.
But Psalm 23
Kept reminding me to trust. Though I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies, I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place.
I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock.
I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy,
Life story I could never write.
turning broken chances into testimony and life.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm when the
Markets fought this way.
through the highs and lows.
Through the joy and pain,
The call still stands where
everything else stays.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
He's the day and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley's found.
If you're tired of running,
If you're carrying change,
if you're searching for purpose,
in success or in fame,
the good news is simple.
the debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day.
3 days later,
The stone rolled away.
death lost its victory.
The grave could not stay.
Whoever believes
Whoever will come
will find forgiveness in the Father's
I
Son.
still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is dead. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall.
Christ remains Lord over all.
The market can give,
The market can take
but eternity rests.
all the difference
So
that
when the candles flicker,
uncertainty grows.
I remember the one who's already in control.
The Lamb who was slain,
The King who will reign
the Alpha and Omega.
forever the sun.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Ever and ever.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
Jesus is the answer.
The answer.
Jesus is the
Jesus is the
answer.
answer. Though I walk through the valley,
You are with me.
shadows around me.
You are with me.
Through the valley,
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charts went dark, when the road